Hello, hello, hello. And, sorry, I better do this under the desk so it's not as loud. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat. Before I come on, we have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So hello, hello, hello. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're starting out, I guess, there. Just letting you know. Thank you. I'm glad you like the panels. They're relevant today. You'll see why in a minute. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, so Dick Cheney died. Okay, so anyway, at 1 minute, 20 seconds in, there's an article here that I wanted to share with you. It might get a little long-winded, but I think that you will understand, especially since so many of you are close to my heart as fellow nerds. Okay, ready? This article came out in Vox. I don't know if you saw it, but before I tell you a couple of the things in this article, I wanted to say that on the one hand, it seems like there's so many truly awful things happening, honestly, and people hurting. And there are a lot of things happening in the real world that are heavy and hard to combat. And we have to keep our morale up so that we can continue to say no to authoritarianism, to these corrupt scumbags, in whatever form they come in. And that is why there's something that particularly got me. Yeah, cruelty, I'm used to it. Used to get it hearing cruelty from, yes, you're going to let the poor people go hungry. You're going to defy the courts. That's the second question. You're not going to help people who are hungry, even though a court has told you to do it. I'm not surprised. It's just, yeah. And we'll get through this and we'll get past it because there are more of us than them. There are. And because we're in the right and they're in the Reich, and we're not doing that. So a lot of that, it's not water off a duck's back, but I'm just day after day after day. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right. The cruelty is the point. They're going to be cruel. They're going to be awful. Okay, fine. And then they start messing with pop culture or something, and they're just clueless. And they have the emotional intelligence of a brick. Fine. Getting through it. But there are stories, and this is how our brains, and this will sound like a tangent, but it's really not. There is a fantastic book called Wired for Story by Lisa Cron, C-R-O-N. And she basically, it's talking about creative writing, but it's really talking about that our human brains, we remember things in stories. That's how we frame things. It's how we best remember things. It's how we best communicate. Because we're communal animals, and that's how we survived, was by sharing information. And it wasn't just, yes, there is a large predator over there. No, it was, I just made it back. I've got to tell you what happened. That's how we remember. That's how we learn. So to take some of the stories that we all know, stories and songs, yes, yes, Bear. To take some of the stories and the morals of those stories are. Amy says, book is from Random House, 10 speed press imprint. Thank you, Amy. It's a good book. But to start messing with some of that, especially a story that is so beloved and such a cultural phenomenon, and was really written out of the whole mess of the rise of the man with the ugly mustache and that authoritarianism, the camaraderie and survival during World War I, and then getting through World War II. Okay, so this is where we are. So normally, a lot of this stuff, yeah, fine, whatever, we'll get through it. But this, Holly is saying, thank you so much. Says, do you recall saying this reminded you of the French Revolution? You can't put the anger of the masses back in the bottle. Ding, 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 ding. But we're going to talk about fiction for a moment. Articles in Vox. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but it is called The Right is Obsessed with the Lord of the Rings, but they don't understand it. And this is by Constance Grady. It came out on Halloween Day. Okay. I'm just going to simply... All right, so this gets to me. I don't even know why, of all things, this gets to me. Elon Musk posted on X that Tolkien's peaceful hobbits were able to live idyllic lives in the Shire only because, quote, they were protected by the hard men of Gondor, unquote. England, Musk declared, must also ally with hard men to restore its own peace and tranquility. In this case, the far-right anti-Islamic activist Tommy Robinson, who is currently on trial in the UK, accused of refusing to comply with counter-terrorism police, and says Musk is paying his legal bills. Anyway, but this is their big thing. It's not just this one time. Tolkien's peaceful hobbits were able to live idyllic lives in the Shire only because they were protected by the hard men of Gondor. And yes, yes, Butterfly, Love Child, does he know where Gondor is on the map? Okay, beside that, yes, okay. Oh, but it gets worse. Following Muskleys, the Department of Homeland Security posted an ICE recruitment ad using a screen grab of Mary, played by Dominic Monaghan. Hobbit Mary. Superimposed over the image is a line of Mary's dialogue. There won't be a Shire, Pippin. And then below it, the URL joinice.gov. It's not, I'm not even done. Hang on. Vice President J.D. Vance has described Lord of the Rings as fundamental to his journey into conservatism. So much so, he named his venture capital firm Narya after one of Tolkien's magic rings. Peter Thiel named his own venture capital firm Mithril after one of Tolkien's magic metals. An AI platform Trump is using to survey and monitor Americans, one of Thiel's companies, is named after Palantir, a magical artifact in the Lord of the Rings villain Sauron uses to monitor and deceive the people of Middle-earth. Also, Thiel declared that he has read the trilogy at least 10 times and that he had come to the conclusion that the only difference between Tolkien's elves and humans is that the elves are immortal and don't die. Why can't we be elves? Asked Thiel, who has spoken at length about his interest in extending his own life, perhaps to the point of immortality. One of the recurring plots in The Lord of the Rings is the fact stories about human beings who try to be immortal like the elves and are corrupted by that attempt. Their lives are ruined. They become undead or insane. They cling to grotesque caricatures of life. Death in these books is known as the gift of men. It's what gives human lives their shape and meaning. For Tolkien, death is a gift, not something to be fled in terror. Okay. Now, let me, how do I put this? If you want to understand the Lord of the Rings, rings, Lord of the Rings. If only there was like a symbol or something central to the story that really makes it clear what the story's about. I can't put my finger on it or through it, but if only there was one symbol, something important to the story that really, I don't know, just makes the whole message of the story clear. Gosh, I can't imagine what that is. Yeah. Hang on. I need to bless my dad. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. If only there was something, because he named, the surveillance thing is a Palantir. He named Mithril after a metal that one of the rings is made out of, and named his company after one of the rings. Okay. The whole point of the Lord of the Rings is that the ring is power, and absolute power corrupts. The Shire people were not safe because of the men of Gondor. The men of Gondor aren't even the ones in the big white city. The Boromir, all of that. No, Gondor's like way over there with the horses And the whole point is this is a symbol of corruption. This is power. And if you only want power for power's sake and you don't do it to help others, then you are a bad guy. You are basically, these guys want to be powerful. They want to have all the power. They want to be immortal. And they want to hurt people. They're the Nazgul. You morons. You absolute morons. You're Nazgul. That's what you are. That's the point. That's the point. They were men. They were kings. That was the point. They got the rings. They got some of the rings from... Okay. They got some of the rings. They were given some of the rings to be corrupted. And they fell for it. Now they're monsters. Oh, yeah, they're immortal. Yeah, they have power. As long as they bend the knee. They're not. You missed the point. You missed the point of the whole thing. The whole thing. How can you miss? It's in the title. Rings. Rings. Lord of the Rings. Okay, the rings. What did he do with the rings? He made a bunch of them. And then he gave them out to all the different people. And then he kept one ring to rule them all and in the darkness bind them. I can't have Be Grateful says, I sure you're freak over this. You're freak out over this. Yeah. And in the zone, allegorical story for World War II. Yes. Yes. Okay. I know this is not, of all the things to get upset about, this should not get to me. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't. But just, it isn't just that they missed the point. And it's like, okay, they don't know it. They're not familiar. It's like, okay, maybe they're just like not into Star Trek. Okay. And somebody wants to talk about Star Trek. You've read the thing 10 times. You've read the series. You've read the trilogy 10 times. And you walked away thinking that the rings are good things. With the ugly dragon things and the black cowls and the living in the shadows and the... Okay. I can't. How can you read the whole Lord of the Rings 10 times and walk away thinking that what? Sauron's good? What is the... Palantir is the thing he uses to survey the... Oh, God. Okay. I can't. You're Nazgul. From now on, they are the Nazgul. Musk, Teal, Vance, all of them. They're the Nazgul. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm trying. I don't get it. I don't. Okay. Okay. And they name their companies after this. Okay. Calm down. I mean, seriously, this is on the level of... Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how is the play? I mean, it's just... How can you miss the point this much? It's not important. It's not. There isn't even any major arcana here. This is all human level stuff. They have lost the plot, missed the point, refused to see what is magically being handed to them. Because they're the Nazgul and they want the ring. they would take the ring that Frodo is carrying. They would take it and use it. And you know the great thing about the elves, Galadriel? She was offered the ring and she turned it down because she's smart. But you want to be like the elves? Then be smart. Exactly. Warrior Witch, Palantir is what Saruman uses to talk to Sauron. Yes! They would use the ring. We know better. Beloved, absolutely beloved story, book, inspired. And they're the, you know, this is the Mar-a-Lago card, but really after Dumpster Fire is gone, this is going to be the card of the Gatsby Halloween party. Lucky girl. Yeah. Adding insult to injury, but look at them gather together their rings. The rings. To say you have lost the plot would to imply that you ever had a grasp of it. So is the giant eye over the tower, is that Trump? Is that what you want to be? Disembodied? Just an eye? Also, things that have big things we have in common, the stories we have in common, the ideas we have in common, they form what's called thought forms in the wider world. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing? Come on. Oh, there's a good boy. How are you? How are you? Good Bailey Boo. Oh, you are the precious. You are the precious kitty. You are the precious kitty. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Oh, he is the precious. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Dog. Good boy. All right. Get my tea bag out of here. Dog. Precious. Okay. But there are these thought forms that we have that every time we think about a certain thing, it feeds into that, especially if there's emotion involved. And there's been a lot of emotion invested in these books over the... Don't do it. Oh, don't do it. Over the decades. Guys, this Boo and Kitty matches the sweater. Oh, I guess he does. That's funny. Stories are what keep our morale up. They're how we teach each other. They're how we remember things that are important. Strength. Finding strength against catastrophe. All right, this is literally how our brains are wired to tell these grand stories, to share. And these idiots are just like, ooh, look at the shiny. Walking away, you've missed the point. There's a hole in the wall here. And the cups, this is art. These are the stories that we celebrate. The good stories. And you have missed the point. So there's no. Okay, anyway, so that's that. It shouldn't upset me. There's so many more important things going on, but it's just to say I mean, this obviously is nowhere near as bad, but in that book I've talked about so many times, Gray is the Color of Hope, about the Russian political prisoner who was sent to Siberia under Soviet rule because she was sharing ideas about democracy. She said of all the things that she went through in this gulag in Siberia over the years, after all the heinous things that happened, she said the worst thing were the lies. The worst things was when they would just look you straight in your eye and just lie to you. Said it was worse than the cold, the lack of food. It was worse than anything. Yeah. So, all right. Be Grateful says they forgot who actually won The Lord of the Rings, an ordinary hobbit. Humble hobbit. Yeah. So, Butterfly Love Child says, I started rereading Lord of the Rings in order to find some hope against all this garbage. To see it besmirched like that makes my tummy hurt. I'm sorry. Well, as I'm going to change the subject now, I do want to point out, on a better note, this ring is precious. I needed a ring. I don't have a gold ring, and I really didn't want to dig out my wedding ring, which I still have. It's not gold. It's not expensive either. But so I asked my parents if I could borrow one of their rings, and my dad took this off of his hand. And because I wanted to borrow it for 2 hours. And he took this off of his hand and handed it to me. And I said, do you want me to explain why I need it? And both he and my mom separately said, no, you need it. Here it is. My parents have been married for 64 years. 63 years. 63 years. So this is precious. So anyway, so this is what my dad wears every day. All right. That is real power. 63 years of marriage and family who loves you. That is power. Thank you. This is why he has huge hands. Yeah, I guess he does have good sized hands because he, at one point when he was young, he was thinking about going into boxing. Before he he veered off and went into the Navy and then into the corporate world. So. Oh, Be Grateful says, I read that book, Sebastian Gray is the Color of Hope. What did you think, Be Grateful? Thank you. So. Oh, okay. All right. Kay says your dad has a lot of trust. Well, yeah, they know I would do a lot to protect it. I'd gone down to actually give my mom something I bought to protect your hands when you're cooking, especially with Thanksgiving coming up, so she wouldn't burn herself. And I bought two, so I made sure she had one. So I went down. Actually, was going downstairs to give her that, to then ask if I could borrow one of their rings for 2 hours. So, okay. Oh, Old Silver says we have many grays looking for hope. Oh, thank you. Amy says, don't bring that ring near a sink. He is a good man. Yeah. All right. So, but from a good man to a heinous one. 30 minutes in. I know it took a long time, but At 30:15, just before I don't know if it was just before I came on. I saw Aaron Parnas's post just before I came on. So Dumpster Fire announced, he's not going to comply with the federal court order requiring his administration to release emergency funds for SNAP. Nah. Potentially cutting off food benefits for millions of Americans. He says he'll only allow the funds to be released when the Dems give in to him and reopen the government. Oh, Patricia, I lost my gold band 2 days ago. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's all right, Maria. I understand. So Supreme Court, you proud? Are you proud now? Are you proud now that he can't be held accountable for anything he does while in office? Do you feel good about yourselves? All those hungry kids? Yeah. But the executive must have perfect, we must not question or distract. Sauron? What? Except Sauron actually had some. Anyway, he didn't. He had charisma, but he was evil. At least he knew how to make the rings, but okay. Lewis says, the first president in all of our history to intentionally starve his own people. Karma, where are you? Nemesis, calling Nemesis, please report to the White House. Oh, I'm sorry. Ramona. Bless. Big hug. Denise says, hungry before Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. TJ says he already spent the money on the party. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Katie, I'm afraid I don't understand. And Pam is saying, plus was only half the money they normally would get. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Apparently, the systems, it was, the money could go out that they were talking about, but it would be half the amount. And states that have really, really up-to-date systems could then, within a few days, get that money onto the EBT cards that you use. But there are states with older systems that it would take weeks or months to put this unusual amount of money onto all the cards. Great. Yeah, the bear. Let them eat cake. Yeah. They do not have le pain. Well, they should eat why not eat le brioche? La brioche, whatever. Sorry if I've messed that up. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. And suspended on the Lincoln bathroom. Sure. Look, it's a death card. It's a hanged man card, but sitting pretty. Did you have a nice party? With tears in your eyes, your majesty? Queen of Wands. Oh, and all your flunkies. And this, the card of allocating resources. Major Arcana. All this power. All these people. Wow. Rose Blue says we can't afford the cake. Well, that was kind of the point. So it is a nasty looking bathroom. I don't understand why it's not like a slip and fall hazard. All that marble. Why would we give up? Oh, we're not going to give up. No. Nope. So all those people hurting, and of course, Mr. Holier than all of us, Speaker Mikey, of course, he's going to go along with it because, they should have, poor people, they should have They should have. Well, see, they couldn't have voted differently, really. I mean, Republicans are in control of the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, but they don't have super majorities. So, oh well. Wow. Sharon says an excuse to get us riled up so we can call for martial law. I could be wrong, but I don't have the sense that I don't have the sense that he necessarily wants that, or he doesn't, because once you've done that, then you just fuel the pushback, and he's a coward. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Rose Blue, Moses for his people. Yeah. Thank you, Katie. Yes, Sauron also forgot the hobbits. Forgot about them. Thought that they would be easy to control like Gollum and Bilbo. Yeah. They weren't ambitious enough, so they weren't important. And it is that those unambitious, regular people who took down the authoritarian, the cruel, awful authoritarian. Yeah. People hurting. It's there. But, oh, no, we won't. There's Trump just throwing more and more stuff. All the pain he's causing. Oh, but he's fine. But his supporters aren't. Man. What should I... Maybe you can help me. I'm trying to figure out what to put on the cover, what to write on the cover today. Can't be very long. But something about these idiots missing the point of the Lord of the Rings. About their cruelty, their greed, their completely losing the plot. Can only have, a few words on the cover, but I could use some help because I don't even know. Yeah, we're stuck in this. I would love to say that people are going to get the money they need for food, but the cards are not great. Dave, no, I really don't. That's not really me. Keep in mind what channel this is and who you're talking to. That's a point, B. Smith. Wait till Colbert hears this. I would have thought it was 4 days ago, so I would have thought he would have by now. But yeah, somebody needs to send this Fox article to Colbert. Todd, you think my head exploded? The hobbits were the heroes. There we go. Lord of the Wrongs. Yes, I like that. Yeah, you. That's good. That's good. Lord of the Wrongs. That was good. But as far as this goes, as far as the SNAP benefits, all I'm getting is the country is suffering because of Wanzar MAGA. They're waiting for their ship to come in, make some more money off of crypto and all of the heinousness that goes along with that, and trafficking, and yeah. Kelly says, winner, Lord of the Wrongs. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you. Thank you. This is our country. Scumbags. I want this to say, oh no, they're gonna fix it. They're gonna fix it. I don't have them. I don't have the government coming back soon. I just don't. Please prove me wrong. Please the police go, oh, no, you were wrong. They're reopening the government because people can, and the money's going out and everything's going to be okay. Joyce says MAGAs are writing letters to Trump begging for help since they voted for him. Like he cares. Thank you for saying that, but it's like he cares. Oh, yeah. Curtis is asking, did they forget what happened to Gatsby? Yes. Did they forget what happened to Sauron? Okay. Fool, he doesn't care. It's unconscionable, but he doesn't care. Page of Pentacles, Hangman. If you don't have money, you don't deserve anything. Okay. Pam says, I hate to say this, but I don't think they'll reopen this year. I'm afraid to read on that. I'm honestly afraid to read on that. Let me see. We've got a lot to cover today. So, and I talked way too long, but my head was exploding. 4140. Okay, I need your help because this doesn't make any sense. At 42 minutes in, my head was already exploding, but this doesn't. I can't. What? So if you can explain this to me, please do. So cruel King Abbott of Texas, Greg Abbott, okay, he said about the New York City's mayoral election, after the polls close tomorrow night, I will impose a 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from New York City. We're putting tariffs on people. You can only put a tariff on something that you can buy. So we're buying people? How would this work? And wouldn't you want more rich people in your state? What? Yeah, I'm with you, Winnaboo. Huh? Greg Abbott has threatened to impose a tariff on anyone relocating to his state from New York City after the city's mayoral election. Quote, after the polls close tomorrow night, I will impose a 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from New York City, Abbott posted on X on Monday night. Mamdani plans to finance his initiatives by raising the corporate tax rate to 11.5% and taxing the wealthiest New Yorkers, those who earn over $1 million a year, at a flat rate. You ready? You ready? A shocking 2%. 2%. Is your tax rate 2%? Mine isn't. Is the top of your 2%? Okay. After Mamdani's win in the June Democratic primary, realtors reported rising demand for luxury homes in Florida and the New York suburbs from wealthy New Yorkers looking to avoid the higher taxes proposed under the potential new mayor. Although no such reports have emerged from Texas, it's moot because you can't tariff people. You can't tariff people. I don't know what to do with these. Okay. I can't. Yeah. Cat Toy says, I pay 24% in taxes. Bite me. Lewis says, I'm starting to cheer for the rapture. Okay. And oh, there's a kitty. And there was one person who suggested that maybe what this is coming from is Abbott wants to be Trump so badly. That a lot of these guys, they want to be Trump so badly that they just parrot him. I mean, Trump's grasp on reality is, let us say, tenuous. Come on, just turn the light on. What is wrong here? It's just a light. This is crazy. I'm just trying to turn on the light. There. Was that so hard? That is your purpose in life. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I haven't seen any early returns or anything. Rose Blue. Sorry about that. Abbott. Hey. Hi. I don't. Could you explain? Because that doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is not a thing. Do you hear that? Can you hear that in the background? Bailey's crying at the top of his lung. It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst. Here I am, forlorn, abandoned. I can tell exactly where he is. He's in the bathtub, the dry bathtub that he can easily jump in and out of. He got himself in there. He can get himself out. Curtain's actually open right now. So he's in the bathtub right now, singing the song of his people. Anyway, magician. Ooh, yeah, you put out those tariffs against things that you can't tariff. Did I do good? Did I do good, Trumpy? I want to be just like you. And day late and $1 short and absolute corruption. I don't know if there are any Democrats who are going to run against Abbott, but I don't know, bringing some actual logic, it might be a winning move. Okay, so Katie says they're fanboying so hard to the point where they're copying Trump's mental issues. Yeah. Okay. 49 minutes in. Um, 49 minutes in. Deb had a question. 49. So Speaker Mikey, the heretic, is claiming that Republicans will retain power in D.C. after the midterms. Is he delusional, or do they have something planned? Thank you, Rose Blue. Abbott, I have thoughts and prayers. Just can't post them here. That was good. Come here, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. It brings out, this blankie brings out the green in your eyes. Oh, you are not walking off with Dad's wedding ring. He just tried to pick it up like a toy. No. I would be so dead. Yes. Oh, we're just going to give it back to him. And you're a good kitty. Yes, you are. You are the Bailey Boo. Lou says, oh my gosh, Miller is Gollum. Actually, no, I'm going to disagree with you on that, because he was never good. He was never a hobbit. or hobbit-like. But I hear what you're saying. All right. Star says, Boo Boo, go help Bailey out of the tub. Well, his name is actually Bailey Boo Boo Zenki, and the other cat is Alfie. Just so you know. But thank you for caring. Thank you for caring about the little fuzzy boys. Yes, because he's a good boy. Yes, he is. So weird. I don't usually wear rings. I did when I was kind of in my early 20s. I wore rings a lot. But wow, the energy. Obviously, this has a lot of energy and not energy I usually associate with reading tarot. So, Katie says Miller's worm tongue. Oh, that's funny. A just question, my liege. Yeah. Yeah, but he's still at the court of Sauron, or what's left of it, whatever's in Mordor. So he hopes that he'll retain power. You're not a king. Okay, Flunky. Listen, Speaker Flunky. Trump is not a king, but you're not even a knight. You just collapse. Whatever you want, anything you want. And that's the thing about Republicans. They don't like that. They do it. They've been doing it a lot with the big alpha males. They don't like. Anyway, yeah, they're going to keep being awful. The Republicans are going to continue to be absolutely awful. And they're going to feel beaten up because people are voting for Democrats. Finally. There you go. So I'm not getting any great, huge plan that is some miraculous thing. So, all right, I am. It is 53 minutes in, and I'm going to finish today with the ring story I was going to tell you the other day. Is this important? No, but we've looked at the news. We've done all of that, right? So here we go. I used to wear a lot of rings, and I was very much a goth. I don't wear black lipstick, but other than that, I was very much a goth in college. And when I started dating the man that I would eventually marry, who was from the UK, I was over there. I was spending time with him, his family, what have you. And early on, one of the times I was coming back to the US, because I was only there for, however long, and then I was coming home, and he had started wearing this skull ring I had. And he asked if he could wear it while I was gone until I came back. I was like, absolutely. So he worked in his father's news. His parents ran news agents, and he was helping out because he was still in college. That he was helping out. He said he was standing there one day. I was back in the States, and he grew up in news agents. They're like newspaper stores or convenience store, newspaper store. Yeah, they're called news agents in the UK. Anyway. So he's standing there, and he said, this really good-looking young woman came in. And he just saw her, and he was thinking, and right at that moment, an electrical shock went through the till for the first time ever, hit his ring, and zapped him. So he's standing there, and well, she's pretty. Zap! next time I came back, when I went to leave, he was like, "Oh, do you want your ring?" I was like, "No. You keep it. You wear it. You do that." Don't know. I did not cast a spell or anything. I just zap. I'm sorry. I love that story. Anyway, Anne says, "Don't mess with Autumn." Beastman says, "Scorpio power." Yes. And Jana says, "That'll learn you." There you go. All right. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It is 1:12 here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah will be there, and we'll be productive. And in the face of all this cruelty and awfulness, we will continue to be productive and creative and do everything we need to do, because we're not going to give up. So please remember, you're not alone, that we're in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you later, as always. All right. Louis says the story was shocking. I'm going to go give this back to my dad. All right. Bye.